doing the bidding of the overwhelming majority of American voters in the state of New York. Like, I'm sure someone has the numbers. I don't know. I don't have it in front of me, but judging by national trends, I suspect that taxing the billionaires and the millionaires is an unfathomably popular position.
Mary.
Mayor Mamdani's proposed budget has scared a lot of people. Homeowners, co-op and condo owners, building owners, anyone who could see their property tax bills go up if Albany doesn't find extra money to bail the city out of its fiscal crisis. Political reporter Marcia Kramer has the story.
Flushing, Queens is a neighborhood of homeowners who are proud of their leafy streets, tiny plots of land, and the ability to have a touch of suburbia. Many, like Paul Graziano, have lived in the neighborhood for decades, but now they're worried they could be forced out by Mayor Mamdani's threat of a huge property tax hike. He says of his neighbors,
I think they would freak out.
Paul is worried too.
Absolutely impinge everything. I mean,
It is, dude, local news is so fucking reactionary. Sometimes when I'm listening to local news, I'm like, is this the New York Post? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, explain why. Explain that he doesn't want to do that. This is another component of class warfare. The media is pliant. And its role is to preserve the interests of the wealthy. So, of course, they're doing this fucking insane propaganda to be like, Zohran wants to raise your property taxes. Is that what Zohran wants? Did he say that? Because I feel like he said the exact opposite. He said he doesn't want to raise the property taxes. Interesting.
I'm raising a 9-year-old kid, and everybody knows when you're raising kids, it's every dollar counts.
His taxes have already skyrocketed. When he bought this home in the neighborhood he grew up in, the taxes were $2,800. Now they're $11,000. Mamdani tax hike would mean another hike of over $1,000, and he's furious.
This is coming from someone who has never had to fight for anything in his life, who grew up in privilege and wealth. So, of course, raising property taxes on rich people, such as himself, isn't much of a burden.
But it's not just homeowners. Ann Korshak owns 2 small West Side buildings, which each have 10 apartments.
Bro, I swear to God. Like, I swear, dude. What the fuck are you saying? Oh, obviously, like, you're rich. And I famously associate rich people with wanting to pay higher percentages of their income in taxes. First of all, he's not rich. And secondly, what rich person's like, I love paying higher percentages in tax? I'm like the only rich person I know, at least, that doesn't fucking mind it. This argument is awesome. Well, you don't have a 9-year-old kid? True. It's just funny. You're not rich enough. That's why you don't mind it. No, I'm probably wealthier than that guy. Let's be real. But it doesn't matter. Well, I do have a daughter. She's not 9 yet, but she's a handful. Anyway, my point is, that's the worst person to fucking ask their take on, and it's also totally one-sided, a totally ridiculous approach to the issue. Because there's not one option here. Zohran didn't come out and was like, I love raising property taxes. I'm going to raise the property taxes. He said, I don't want to raise the property taxes, but That's the last option. Unless we raise the taxes for the super wealthy.
There's no restraint. They just come to us as if we're an ATM machine.
She says the Mamdani tax hike, if it comes to fruition, will affect her tenants too.
It's going to make it much harder for me to replace a boiler. Instead, I'm going to repair it. Patch a roof instead of replacing a roof. Those are the kinds of decisions you have to make when, you know.
Oh, the poor landlords, man. Landlords famous for wanting to repair things in a timely manner are now going to be even worse than they were before, it seems. Very interesting stuff.
40% of your rent roll is going to the city in property taxes.
The mayor says raising property taxes is not his first choice. He wants more money from Albany, but
this is a budget that reflects the only tools that the city has at its disposal. When we are speaking about property taxes, that is a tool of very last resort.
So a tool of very last resort, he just said there, Marcia. Then why is he doing it?
if you ask me, he's trying to raise an army. Remember that army of volunteers that help him get elected? Well, he wants an army of people that are going to call their elected officials and scream bloody murder, don't raise my taxes.
Well, you know, at this news conference that you attended, you did ask the mayor if he would really do this, if he would really raise property taxes. Tell everyone what he said, but
well,
also,
he actually dodged that question. But the truth of the matter is that a lot can happen. This is a preliminary spending plan. The budget happens around May, depending on what happens in Albany. And a lot can happen. Revenues could go up. The state could decide to give more money. He could find waste in government agencies. The real question is this. It's an election year. Is the governor going to raise taxes? Is the legislature going to raise taxes when they have to face the voters in November?
All right.
Big question.
Marcia Kramer, keep us posted. Thank you.
On the 13th of January, President Trump said to the opposition in Iran, hold.
It's an election year. So, of course, Kathy Hochul can't be seen doing the bidding of the overwhelming majority of American voters in the state of New York. Like, I'm sure someone has the numbers. I don't know. I don't have it in front of me, but judging by national trends, I suspect that taxing the billionaires and the millionaires is an unfathomably popular position. I feel like if we had, I don't know, a democratic process, a governor that's up for re-election would be excited at the prospect of doing that. It almost feels like we don't have a democratic process. I don't know.